Hi, we're going to look at one-step subtraction equation. This is part 1 of 2. So we're going to start out just like we did with the addition ones and just a quick look at what a subtraction equation looks like. And it's a little boring compared to the addition ones where there's a lot of options because you've only got, it's either going to look like x minus 5 is equal to 12 or you flip it left to right. For one-step equations, you're never going to have 5 minus x equals something else. That actually turns into a two-step equation. But the key here is just remembering that you have the variable minus something. And the reason it matters is because if you have 15 minus 6 is 9, or 9 minus 15 minus 6, that's all good and dandy if you flip left to right. But if you start to go 6 minus 15, you don't get 9 anymore. You actually get negative 9. So order is really important here. And now I am going to flip over, like I did before, to Math Playground. Become one of my favorite sites. And you see, this is the equation that's on your worksheet. It's not exactly the same, just the way this model is set up. It has to go plus minus 2, which is the exact same as just x minus 2 is 3. So like before, I'm going to put an x on that side. And then I need to add a couple of negative ones. And then on this side, to get the other half of my equation, and you can see it balanced. So remember, that's the idea of equation, is the amount on this side is equal to the amount on this side. And he gave me a little check mark because I'm clever and all. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to get rid of these negative ones because we want the x all by itself. Now, if I try this, I didn't get anywhere. I just made it worse. I want to get rid of those negative ones. So I have to do the opposite. That's not another negative 1. It's actually a positive 1. Now we're back to where we started. I still need to get rid of these two. So I'm going to add another 1 to both sides and another 1 to both sides. And we get x is equal to 5. And because I like the way it sounds and it makes me feel smart today. And we're golden. So now I'm going to go back to the page. Okay. So as before, go to that website. Just play around, practice. It's only going to get better. We've got a number of equations here, and I'm going to start like I did on the addition one. I'm going to take my handy dandy highlighter. And I'm just going to highlight all my variables. You don't have to do that. But you know what? I want to make this easy for you and me, so I'm going to do that. So here's my x. I'm subtracting 3. This is what, try that again. This is the part I need to get rid of. And when you had an addition equation, you subtracted to get rid of it. Well, this works the same way. If we have a subtraction equation, we're going to add to get rid of it. We're going to do the opposite. So if it's minus 3, we're going to add 3 here. And whatever we do to one side of the equation, we're going to do the other. So get x is equal to 13. They're actually easier than the addition ones. M minus 7 is equal to 4. So we're going to add 7 and add 7 because we've got to do it both sides. And the reason, again, these two cancel out to 0, leaving me with just a plain m. So m is equal to 11. Now I flip this equation, I have my number on the left, my variable on the right, but it makes no difference. I got j minus 2, so I'm going to add 2, and add 2 there, and I'm going to get 14 is equal to j. I think you're all clever enough now that you can turn this off, do the rest of the equations, and then turn them back on and make sure that you got all your answers right. Now I'm going to have to trust you. Okay. So let's finish these up. N minus 5 is 18. I'm going to add 5, add 5. So n is equal to 23. Move that up so you can see better. Plus 5, plus 5, y is equal to 13. Is equal to m. Don't get excited about having that the m has to be on the left-hand side. That's also the right answer for it because it means exactly the same thing because the two sides are equal. But don't get in that habit. It's just a bad idea to start flipping it around because sometimes you may flip it and you shouldn't have. Because if there's changes in the sign, if there's a negative out in front, it's just a bad idea. How about that? Just don't do it. Plus 9, plus 9. So 9 is equal to r. And plus 13, p is equal to 17. Now, those are all super easy, but for practice, let's do a check on this last one. 3 steps, rewrite the original. Second step is to substitute. Sorry, the word just appeared on me. Take your answer, put it into that equation. 17 minus 13 is equal to 4. 17 minus 13 is 4 is equal to 4. And we're golden, and that was a beautiful equation. Done. And that's the end of the video today. Super short one.